Hey internet, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a Sephora haul for you guys. And when I say Sephora, I feel like I do have to preface by saying it's a Sephora Australia and not Sephora America, because even though it's the same company, the experiences are very different between the two. I feel like the Sephora America experience is a lot more full, let's just say, yeah, a lot more full. There's a lot more variety. I really love their Sephora loyalty program. The Sephora Australia version is kind of like a pared down version. I'm sure there's reasons for it. It's missing a lot more brands, I guess. I assume for licensing reasons, because Mecca is such a huge competitor in the Australian market, whereas in America, I don't really know if there's like a Sephora equivalent. Like I know there's Ulta, but Ulta's kind of like Priceline, so I don't feel like Sephora has a huge competitor in America so much as in Australia. So I just felt like I had to preface that because I just don't feel it's exciting. So I picked up a bunch of eyeshadow palettes. You'll notice there's like a general theme. I seem to be getting a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but I'm just gonna let it fly just because I haven't really been purchasing makeup for the last 2 years. Let's just get right into the haul. So I have tested some of these products, so I feel like I can kind of give mini reviews along the way for some of them, not all of them. I haven't been able to use all of them yet, but the first product I picked up was this Makeup Forever HD Skin. This has been around for a little while now. I've heard some really good things about it. It's the foundation I'm currently wearing, so I feel like the color match is pretty okay. I don't wear foundation on my neck, so this is like what my natural no makeup skin looks like, and I'd say it's like a little bit more yellow than my neck. But other than that, pretty close. I am in shade 1N10. When it first arrived, I was like, is this not a pump bottle? Because I thought maybe it's just, you take the lid off and you just pour it out, which I hate that packaging for foundation because there's so much wastage, but no, there's actually a pump inside, which makes application really easy. I found that 2 pumps is necessary to get the whole face covered, and I wouldn't consider this a full coverage, but it's a medium to full coverage, and I quite like the formula. I read a lot of good reviews online. I did feel like it was a little bit thinner than I expected. I don't know why. I kind of expected it to be more full coverage, I guess because it's Makeup Forever, so I just assumed that it's more of an artistic brand. But overall, really love this foundation and I would recommend it. Continuing on with face products, I picked up 2 concealers. One is like a mini concealer. They're both from Tarte. The first one, which is much larger, is the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer, and then this one is Shape Tape Contour Concealer. I don't really know what the difference is. That's kind of why I bought a larger one, because I already know that I love the Shape Tape Concealer. I'm currently using, this is the one I used in this video, and I really love it. It's very similar to the original Shape Tape Concealer, which I have here. Contour Concealer. Oh, wait, maybe this one, this little one, is just the same as this bigger one. Maybe it is, just like a mini version. And I did get the right shade. Cool, so maybe I'll just use this one for traveling. Maybe that's why I bought it. I'll be honest, I bought these products quite a long time ago now, and so I can't quite remember the motivation behind a lot of them. But okay, so this one is just like the original concealer, I guess, which I love, but it's almost finished now, so that's why I thought I would try this one out, see what it's like. I really love it. The colors are a little different, I think. No, light neutral. I don't know. They're actually the same shade, but do they look the same to you? I feel like this one, the newer one, is just a touch lighter for some reason. Maybe mine's oxidized, I don't know, because even this mini one is like a light neutral as well, but I feel like it's lighter than the original one I have. Either way, they all work, they all blend out anyways, and so they look good on the skin. So yeah, I think I purchased this one for traveling. I already know I love this, it's amazing. And this one, I found it really similar to the original. I don't know why it's classified differently. I guess it's supposed to be more hydrating maybe, because it's like ultra creamy instead of contour creamy. But to me, it's all kind of the same. So I could use them interchangeably and be totally fine with that. I think one of the main things I really love about these Tarte concealers is that the applicator is just this really big doe foot applicator. And so if you wanted to go full ham and just do like those triangles under your eyes or do a heavy application, you can. I tend to just do light dots. If I'm wearing foundation, I'll just do light dots. If I'm not wearing foundation, which is quite often, especially on days when I'd go to work, I would just use concealer instead and then blend that out. And it's almost like your concealer acts like your foundation, really, because I don't really need much coverage for like around here. It's mostly just like the center of my face that needs more coverage, so that's why I just use concealer. Onto a lip product I picked up. I've been trying to buy a few more lip products just because I don't have that many anymore. A lot of the products I used to have expired or gone bad, so when I declutter my makeup, I tend to declutter like wet products more because they're the ones that do expire faster. And so I feel like I go through, sounds bad, I could go through lip products much faster, but I wouldn't say that I've been able to use them all up. In fact, I don't feel like, besides like 1 or 2 lipsticks, I rarely get to finish the whole product. I use like a decent amount, but I rarely get to use them all. And especially with mask wearing and everything, like I know masks are not mandated in Melbourne, but I still wear them anyways because I just feel like it's necessary. I just end up not using lip products because it's just like a really unfulfilling. You wear them, but no one can see them anyways, and then your masks are just like smeared lipstick inside. It's the same with foundation, to be honest. That's why I stick with concealer, because it's really just this part of my face that is exposed and not covered by a mask. But anyways, I'm digressing. So anyways, I'm trying to buy a few more lip products, especially because I'm on maternity leave right now, so I'm mostly at home, so I get to, sounds strange, but I try to wear makeup as often as I can because it makes me feel more human. Even if I'm not going out anywhere and no one else besides like my family seeing me, it just, it's like a little ritual that I like to do in the mornings just to like set my day. Otherwise, I feel like I don't have structure to my day anymore without going to work. So it might seem silly to some people, but it does help me a lot. So that is why I've been trying to buy a few more lip products, because at home I get to wear lipsticks and I've been decluttering, so I don't have as many. But this one is, I feel like that was like such a long-winded way to say I picked up this new Huda Beauty lipstick. I haven't tried Huda Beauty lipsticks before, and I quite like this one. It's the one I'm wearing right now. The color is perfect. This is like my most ideal lip product, and this is it's a cream, it says cream lipstick, and the shade is an Angel. Really, really love this. I thought it was going to be matte. Like when I first opened it up, the bullet looked really matte, and I was like, oh no, I bought a matte lipstick. I don't really like matte lip products in general. Like that's why I'm not a fan of liquid lipsticks or matte lipsticks. I love the creamy moisturizing stuff. But when I put it on, it looks so glossy and it's like moisturizing. It feels great. Part of me wants to go try other shades in this line, but part of me also wants to try like other brands as well. But I highly recommend this if you're into the same sort of lip products I am. I really, really love this. Okay, now we're on to just the eyeshadow palettes, because I did say that was like the majority of my hauls. So I do have to say, because I'm playing catch up for 2 years of not buying anything, I don't tend to buy like the latest launches or releases unless it appeals to me. I'm kind of just going through what has been around for a while, what's been popular, and picking those up. So the first one is this one by Master Mattes by Mario. So you can see it is basically just a bunch of really beautiful matte shades. This has gotten so much hype on the internet. So many YouTubers rave on about how great these are. I purchased it online and I do like them. They are on the warmer side. I tend to be more cool tones, so this is going to push me a little bit. I don't know whether it's just like my impression, but I kind of get the feeling that a lot of the shades look similar in the pan. But when I swatch them, they do vary a little bit more. I do wish there were a couple more lighter shades because I tend to be a bit more of a lighter neutral person. But overall, I'm really excited to try this. I haven't actually tried out my eyes before. I've just swatched them, so keen to see what they're like. The next two palettes I picked up were by Zoeva. I generally really love Zoeva as a brand. I feel like they're so underrated. I feel like they don't get talked about a lot. I don't see them get featured very much, but their eyeshadow palettes are so good. I love their eyeshadow palettes, but the thing I love about them most are actually their brush sets, because they're like a combination of Morphe and Sigma, but they're very affordable and super high quality. So I feel like a lot of the brushes I do have that I love are actually by Zoeva. Yeah, I don't know, they just feel a little understated to me, but they're great. These two eyeshadow palettes are the newer ones. This one is called Together We Grow, Together We Shine. And I just love how big their pans are. Like, they're huge. So I feel like you can get a lot, and they're just, I don't know, there's something about their palettes that just looks so aesthetically pleasing. So this one is a little bit more like earthy brown tones, and then the other one I picked up, Together We Shine, is a little bit more rose tone, like pinky, I guess. They're very similar. They're both essentially neutral palettes. They just kind of lean to different spectrums, one being more brown, one being more pink. So nothing surprising there. I feel like a lot of the eyeshadows palettes I pick up are going to be very neutral because that is essentially what I use on a regular basis. That's what I'm comfortable using. I haven't actually used either of these yet, but I have swatched them and they swatched really, really well. If they're anything like the previous Zoeva palettes, then I'm pretty sure that they will work out really well. So yes, love Zoeva. A smaller palette I picked up, which I have used, which is what's mostly on my eyes for the most part, is this one by Huda Beauty, so another one. It's from their nude range and it's in light. I think from what I saw online, this like nude series, there's like light, medium and dark. I felt like I would give light a shot. It's more I like wearing lighter makeup. I'm not very heavy. How do you say this? I wouldn't say that my makeup is light because I feel like I do wear a lot of makeup, but the colors that I choose to use are generally lighter, not very like heavy. I picked this one up. This is the one I use. I felt like I actually quite liked it. The matte shades are really, really easy to apply with a brush, blend out really easily, but these shimmery looking shades, so when I swatch them, I think they're more like toppers than actual shimmer shades. The only complaint I'd have is that I tend to forget, I guess if you don't use the palette every single day and are very familiar with it, I tend to forget which of these like more shimmery shades are toppers versus actual shimmers that you can apply to the lid. So for example, I was using this one to apply to the center of my lid, and I used a brush initially and it was really sheer. And then I realized, oh great, this is a topper. And if it's a topper shadow, it's kind of, you need either a synthetic brush or your fingers to apply to really get this sort of level of pigmentation. So I had to use my fingers instead. But I didn't know that until I tried using a brush and got really poor results. So I guess if I use this more often, I would just know. I think this shade or this shade, I can't remember. One of these shades is actually more of a shimmery shade. So you can use a normal brush to apply it and it should give you good results. But generally I find if you really want to get the most out of your shimmer shades, whether they're toppers or not, using your fingers seems to get the best results. Overall, still really love this palette. I am definitely going to keep using it more. I used the middle shade for all over my lid initially. I used this one, just trying to get the angle right because the LCD screen I use kind of flips what I see in normal life, so I'm like going the opposite way. This one for my crease. I used a different shadow, not in this palette, for my outer corner, and then just all over shimmer was, yeah, this one. So really loving this one. Don't think I'll pick up the medium and dark though. Like I've seen them online, I haven't seen them in person, so maybe they're different in person. I haven't really left the house in like a year. I feel like since I fell pregnant, I've just like not left the house. And then now that the baby's here, even less reason to leave the house. So I don't really leave, I buy everything online. So it is a little hard because the color variation is different, but I don't feel like I don't feel like I'd get much use out of the medium and dark. So I think I'm gonna skip those and just stick with the light. Last item is this beautiful Natasha Denona palette in Glam. This has been on my wish list forever because I've heard so many good things about the Glam palette and the Bieber palette. So the Bieber palette is the other one on my wish list, but I'm not going to pick it up until another sale comes by because Natasha Denona palettes are not cheap. But what really appealed to me, I still have the plastic. I haven't swatched this, I haven't used it yet, so it's brand new. But I didn't swatch it because there are so many people online, so many pictures online of people who've used this that I thought there's nothing I can really contribute by swatching this palette. So, and there's just so many colors, like this is me being lazy. Swatching palettes is time consuming, especially now the way I film videos. Like pre-baby, I could just sit here for hours swatching, doing all sorts of stuff. It was just really simple. Now that I have a baby at home, you only get like little pockets of like 30 minutes, 40 minutes here and there, if you're lucky. If the baby doesn't want to just spend the whole time sleeping on you. Right now, baby's like sleeping in their own bassinet, so I'm like, I've got time, let's film. But a lot of the videos you see have actually been filmed over the course of like a week because I just have to take pockets where I can. So swatching is time consuming. So I swatched what I thought made sense. This one didn't make sense. But I don't know if you noticed, but the eyeshadow names kind of tell you what to do with the eyeshadow. Like this one is center eyelid, outer eyelid, inner corner, crease, transition, smoke blend, lash line, inner corner, center eyelid. So you've got like two shades here with the same name. Another one here, outer corner, outer lid. Like, yeah, you've got quite a few that have the same names. Actually, there's 4 of them. Center eyelid. There's 4 shades center eyelid. But it tells you what to do with it. So if you're someone who is not very confident with your eyeshadow application, like me, I'm not super confident. Sometimes I don't know what should go where. That's part of why I watch a lot of YouTube videos, to kind of learn where certain eyeshadows are best placed. I mean, there's no general rules, but generally what is the trend, that helps. But this just kind of idiot proofs it for me. So I'm like, I don't know what I should wear in my center of the lid. Well, there's 4 options here, so I can just go with that. So I'm really excited to try this out. I love this idea. I'm like, why hasn't anyone thought of this before? This is like I know they have tutorials at the back and everything like that help, but this actually just makes it super easy. So yeah, really excited. And I know that Natasha Denona generally good quality. I think I only have 1 or 2 palettes from her so far, but the ones that I do have I really love. But yeah, that is everything I picked up from Sephora. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to you, internet.